Welcome to Crazy Stories from Comedians. I'm Jer D. My guest today is Spence Griffeth.
That's me.
Yeah,
that's me.
I could never mistake you for anybody else.
I'm distinctive.
You have this face, and usually you're accompanied by a purse, but whatever. Today you got,
I was trying to look fancy for you guys.
Today you got a little pom-pom on your shirt. You know, you always got something a little. I'm a feminist.
Yeah.
You always let people know.
Let people know, yeah. Feels like I'm getting teabagged every time I put my chin down.
So, Spence, first off, we're going to get a little bit into you. So, how long have you been doing comedy?
3 years now. I started right before Trump got elected, so it feels like 100. But like 3, possibly. I don't know. Whatever year that was. I did a bunch of other stuff beforehand. This is my midlife crisis.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So, what did you do before this?
A bunch of jobs. I was an EMT. I worked with kids. I know the face doesn't give that away, but
they let you around children?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't do that anymore. But it just got too difficult to be hiding all the time. No,
was it for legal reasons?
Not at all. Not at all. Just I wrote for horror a bunch. I did some series online and did some short films and finally a feature. And my life was taken off, and I decided to throw it away for this.
So you were getting really good at something, and then you were like, I'm going to throw it all away.
Pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
And so you told me you have a story for us today that involves the mentally challenged, some maybe recreational drugs, and the cops and a lot of chaos.
Yeah, it is a story like that. Ever been to Eugene, Oregon?
No, but my favorite aunt lives in Eugene.
Oh, but you never visited?
I've never been there.
Oh, it used to be the best place for street rats. Like, they spent so much time getting squatter rights, they probably could have gotten to college and stuff. But I went to visit my best friend from childhood, Brandon. I grew up in Dallas. And I took the train up there, and I get off the train. I'm expecting my buddy to be there, right? That's what happens.
Yeah. When you go visit somebody, generally they're there to greet you.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. There's not, but there's a bicycle with my name on a piece of paper on it. And on the other side of the piece of paper, there's like a crayon-drawn map to get to his work. There's like a dragon I had to fight and answer riddles to get over a bridge and stuff. I almost cursed.
So you get to Eugene, Oregon, and now he's like, here, we're going to do this treasure hunt?
Exactly, to go find him.
To go find me?
So I get on the bike, obviously, got my backpack. I'm trying to bicycle there. And
I can't believe your friend couldn't leave you his car or something and take a cab.
My friends don't have cars.
You're right. I was wrong to assume.
There was no cars involved.
He left his transportation.
Well, it's a small town. It's a nice ride and stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst. So I'm riding the bike, and some guy pulls up to me on a bike, and he's like, hey, you stole that bike from my shop. I'm like, I just got here, man, and grabbed this bike, and he's in a suit and stuff, and I'm like,
whoa, stop.
Okay.
So this guy's on a bicycle.
He's on a bicycle as well.
He's on a bike, and he's like in suit and tie, and
exactly.
Was he with the Church of Latter-day Saints?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know, because he told me, like, I didn't know what happened. He's like, and it's a good possibility that Brandon stole this bike. So I'm like, I don't know where to run, so fair enough, here you go, here's your bike.
So you just assumed he was telling the truth and gave him a free bicycle?
Gave him the free bicycle, and I finally walk to Brandon, and I tell him that story, and he goes, that's how I got this bike. Which means in Eugene, if you pull up to someone and go, hey, you stole that from me, there's a good chance they go, fair enough, here you go, buddy. That's the beginning.
That's how this starts.
That's how I got to Eugene, and
no offense. I'm sure you guys are good buddies. Mm-hmm. But your friend sounds a little shady.
Yeah. Definitely a little shady. Now we're 19 also at the time. This is 20.
I wasn't
20
that
years.
shady at 19. I was pretty shady, but I wasn't.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought I could confide in you. But clearly,
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. But
well, it only gets worse.
but you
from
need
here.
better friends. I'm
Yeah,
not judging, but you should have been hanging out with somebody else.
He goes to jail later on in this story. So,
Oh, great.
so we'll
continue,
get
yeah.
that. So we left his work and we go to, I don't remember the girl's name except it rhymed with lasagna. And we get to her house and there's a party going on. And I mean, it's not her house, they're squatting in it. And
Wait. Does Brandon have a place to live?
I don't know if they owned it or not, but he had a home that we crashed at a few times. We're possibly, who knows?
Okay.
We meet up with his brother Travis, who's also one of my good friends, and this guy Noah, who's crazy and like right on the edge of being no fun crazy. Like there's good crazy, you end up in the drunk tank crazy, and then there's you end up in a police shootout crazy, and he's like right on the edge. And he had gotten hit by a cop car doing a U-turn, so sued this, the city.
So he sued the city.
Yeah, so he gotten a bunch of money, and with that, he spent it on 2 garbage bags of mushrooms. And he brings them in and puts them on the table and is like, dig in. And like I said, me, Brandon, and Travis are all from Texas and want to outdo each other. So we got 3 double-fisted handfuls just shoving them down our throat, mushroom dust all over our faces. and we're like picking them off each other like chimps.
Wait, so there's 2 garbage bags.
Garbage bags.
Garbage bags.
Yeah.
Garbage bags full of mushrooms.
Absolutely.
Did he spend all the money he got?
He did not, and these were kitchen garbage bags. It's still a lot of mushrooms, but just for the record, I don't remember how much. Me and him didn't become buddies. I'm just telling you the backstory for it.
So you don't know if he has money left over or anything?
He's a fun, crazy person. Oh, I'm assuming he did.
Okay.
But yeah, no, this is just a vacation with my friends.
I'm never going on vacation with you.
That's the best time. When Texans get together for vacation, we do it wrong.
And you, let me get this straight. You guys were taking multiple handfuls of mushrooms and just shoveling them in your face.
Exactly. Like, way more than you should. And then we made the classic mistake of, let's go walk around. And we got like across the street before we were like, oh, let's sit down. We're sitting on the curb and there's like a frat house down the street and we're plotting how to steal their beer and women. And that's when 2 cop cars pull up. And we're like, all right, this is going to get interesting. Mm-hmm. And I knock my beer over as if they didn't see it. And so they get out, and it's 2 cops in each one. So we have 4 cops now for 3 people. Eugene cops don't have anything to do. Their biggest problem is graffiti, which Travis is one of their biggest problems with that. Oh, Fyro.
And Fyro. Is that a legitimate name? Oh,
yeah. No. There's Fyro all over this place.
That's his tag. Okay, I got you.
So the cops get out, and then we got a backpack with us, and they have their lights on it, and whose backpack is this? And
you guys
we have no idea whose backpack this is. We stare at it for, I don't know, 5 minutes or forever. We're on mushrooms. It's like a cartoon at this point. And finally I realize, oh, that's my backpack. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you can search it. And there's just a camera in there.
Okay.
I'm like, good. And then we got a...
Wow. I'm surprised that there was only a camera in your bag.
Well, and some clothes and shit, I guess. I don't remember everything. The camera was the main thing because we like to, make evidence. I don't know why we have these things. So
you want to make sure they get the indictment.
Exactly. We're helpful when it comes to the police. Like, we'll run, but once you got the cuffs on us, you won. You won the...
Like, everything you need's in the bag.
Yeah, I don't know how people run away with the cuffs already on them. Like, you lost the game. So now we all got to get searched, and Travis gets up first, and he is the worst person to be with police because he has just no respect for anybody.
Yeah.
And he gets up and starts I'm sorry?
So basically, he's just one of these guys that just makes a situation worse immediately.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with drugs, or he can be 100% sober. He's the worst.
Yeah.
And because we got to get into it also. We can't let him outdo worse. It's just a problem. It's a real problem. But he is the best at it. No one ever beats Travis at worse. And so he gets up. He's got to get searched, and he starts shaking his pocket, and there's like clanging around in there and stuff. Sounds like some pills. He's like, what's that? Barbiturates? You got some Klonopins in here. What do I got? Copies? And they pull it out and it's Tic Tacs. And so he's like, oh, gotcha. And then they also put out a Magnum 44, which is a big marker, not a gun.
Oh.
And yeah. Like I said, he's fibro. And they ask him, oh, what's this for? Writing on walls? And Travis looks at him dead serious. He's like, walls? What are these things you speak of? Walls. Fuck you. Fart you is what the cop said. And he has to sit back down. So now it's my turn to get searched, and I don't think I have anything on me. So I'm like, boom, do it. And I had a glass pipe in my little secret. It turns out those Jenko secret pockets don't work. And so they pull out the glass pipe. Okay.
I gotta know.
Okay.
Is this pipe for smoking weed or
weed?
something? Okay.
Weed.
Okay.
No, I'm not a crackhead. Surprising, I know. Nor did I get into meth. It's weird. I should have with this face. It seems like a waste of time.
That face, you definitely earned it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So then Brandon gets up. This stupid jerk face, after eating all those mushrooms, for some reason, put a cap in his pocket. So he has mushrooms on it. He's going to get arrested. But now the cops have to find out who the hell we are. So they take us each to our little area, and we're answering each other's questions. So they're going, oh, what's your birthday? And Brandon's going, June 3rd, 1979. And where do you live? Oh, Travis lives from Dallas. Now he's up in Eugene. These cops hate us.
And so you guys are making sure the story syncs up when the time comes.
Oh, yeah, well, it's
because this isn't your first rodeo, I'm assuming.
Oh, no. This was a classic rodeo, but there was no running away, and you're on mushrooms, and it all turned into like a 1950s cartoon, and everybody's jerking around, and the cops were in. They're cool. Like the cops, we're not being violent or anything.
Yeah.
We're just
killing some time.
Well, one cop never got on board with us, but the rest of the cops, they were cool. And so Brandon's going to get arrested, and they're trying to get our names and stuff, and they get our information, and we start asking them, what's your name, officer? And they're like, they always, if you ask a cop their name, they're always like, it's officer. And we got all their names, though, except for the jerk cop.
The
jerk cop, and he will just keep saying officer. We're like, well, your parents are idiots. Why would they name you that? That's the worst name ever. And here's where white privilege sponsors my life. Brandon's the only one to go to jail. Me and Travis get a leave. And Brandon's just going to be into the tank for the one mushroom that he didn't need to have because we just ate an absurd amount. What an idiot. So then it gets a little hazy in this story. And the next thing I know, I'm in all black. Or not, I'm not wearing black, but like in a black room bouncing around and everybody's smoking. So it's just a bunch of cigarettes burning in the dark. And I don't know what's going on. And Noah's on like a flip phone. And because he was a baller at the time, and having a phone was a baller move.
So you didn't even the flip phone was like a big deal.
Oh yeah, no, I had a pager. Everybody else had a pager if they were lucky. This is the flip phone was awesome.
What year was this?
Let's see. It's right after I moved to California, so 99. No. Oh, you know what it was? It was New Year's, 99. I forgot. New Year's happened this weekend, and that's not part of this story at all.
That's how many mushrooms were consumed.
Yeah, no.
You're like, something's happening this weekend.
No,
I don't know what.
That's right. It was New Year's 99 or 2000. I'd have to ask people. I'm old and have forgotten things. So anyway, we're bouncing around on this thing, and Noah's yelling at cab companies on the phone. I don't know why. And it turns out we've gone off-roading in a U-Haul, as you do. And we got a flat, and that's why he's trying to, get a cab. And it's a small town, so it's...
How did you end up in the back of a U-Haul?
Oh, I have no idea. No idea. Do not remember that.
So we're just stuck with never knowing?
Understand that lots of drugs and alcohol is going on top of these mushrooms. And
I'm sure that's your life 24/7.
Yeah, not anymore. I'm boring. I told you, I'm boring.
Yes, you're boring.
So we've got a flat in the U-Haul, and we have to walk back to the street. And
You have a flat and you're bouncing around in the back of it?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, I told this incorrectly. We were bouncing around the back of it, got a flat. That's when they opened the back, and I went, oh, I'm in a U-Haul. That's what's happened. Yeah, no, I didn't realize it until the back door came up. I just thought, oh, I blacked out, and now I'm in
A bouncy house?
a bouncy house with no lights, or maybe space. I don't know where I thought I was.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So he gets a cab, and it's a small town, so it doesn't have like a real cab company. It's just a guy with his car, and he comes and gets us. And if there's a hero in this story, it's this guy. So, but he was not all there, let's say. He's Forrest Gump. His mom banged the cab company to get the car. And now he's got, this poor man, he's got 7 shroomed out kids crammed into his little car, shoulder to shoulder with him, out of our minds. And he's taking us somewhere, a guy named Blue Jay's house, who I don't know. I just remember his name because it was
So
Blue
Forrest
Jay.
Gump is taking you to Blue Jay's house.
Yes.
And you are all crammed up into his car like a bunch of clowns.
Yeah.
So, and you're all high and drunk, and
Oh, yeah. No, this guy...
you just exited the U-Haul.
Yeah, we just it's out. We left it out there. We didn't.
You just abandoned the
He just
U-Haul.
thinks we're people that happen to be on the side of a road. He has no idea about the U-Haul.
Okay.
And I'm in the front seat, and Travis is the one right next to the guy, and guy Noah in the back is screaming about how we're all a bunch of pelican hunters. And I'm the leader of the pelican hunters, so I get 25 cents a pelican. These jerks get 15 cents a pelican, but that's because they're the losers of the group. I'm King Pelican Hunter. The whole drive there. And then it gets silent. One of those really awkward silences that's only going to be broken up by something terrible. And Travis looks at the guy and goes, you know what's the next best thing to being in the Special Olympics? Not being a retard to begin with.
No.
And everyone's now, I know, it's terrible. I told you, this guy's the hero of the story. We are all the villains. We get to to Blue Jay's house, and there's Special K there. So that's gotta, the sun's about to rise. Let's get into some K-holes. And we found a pair of boxing gloves, but we only have one pair. So we're one-arm boxing in the sunrise, but you can barely even see because you're in that K-hole.
Are you guys even able to hit each other?
Yeah, no, it was pathetic. No, this wasn't I don't think probably no one landed a punch.
Yeah, I don't imagine any coordination going on right now.
No, well, because you're punching a person that's 8 miles away from you. At the time, they just look like they're close. No, I mean, they're not. I explained Special K incorrectly there. But go do some, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't condone that at all. Not at all.
I don't either. I don't condone anything I've ever said.
Yeah, I don't condone anything you've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good policy. That's how I know you're a class act. That's when I met Jer, and he was like, you are a pile of dirt. And I went, I like this guy. That's the end of the story. We walked home by a trailer park back to, this is interesting. Travis worked for a bunch of witches making brooms. I know.
Just when I thought the story couldn't get any more interesting.
Travis worked at a little factory making brooms for some witches that sold, brooms, and they were good-looking brooms, like they were made out of.
Nobody's denying it's a quality broom.
it was a quality broom.
Do they really consider themselves witches?
Oh yeah. Well, I assume it was faking since they didn't make them themselves. I feel like a real witch makes their own broom and doesn't have a group of drunken children making their brooms for. Or maybe that's exactly what a witch has.
That's what I would do if I was a witch.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah. I guess it makes sense.
So anyways, why did you bring up the broom?
Oh, because that's where we were walking back to pass out, and we had to pick up Brandon out of the tank. So we got him at the jail and then got some 40s.
So you swung by the jail, hey, let's go.
Exactly.
And you're like, we're going to keep the party going.
Yeah, until we got to the witches. And then it was pretty much, I can't do life anymore, and I'm going to go lay in the hay. And then New Year's was a couple days later, but who gives a crap about that?
Yeah, all the fun had already been had, obviously. Well, that's
So, yeah.
that's truly a crazy story.
Yeah,
I'm amazed you've made it this far in life.
yeah, me too. Everybody didn't think I was gonna make it to 21. What's great is I quit drinking at like 22. I mean, I'm back into it. I started doing comedy, and I can't be at a bar. And there's only so many times you can order a pop at a bar until your dad bursts through the wall and like calls you queer and stabs you in the teeth. So now I drink again, but like a sissy.
All right. Well, Spence, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Yeah.
Do you have any shows coming up you want to promote?
Do I look like I get booked? No, I don't. And don't come to the mic I host at the VFW in Burbank. It's the worst mic ever.
It is.
We
It's
call
terrible.
it the very effing worst, but I don't want
It's
to
truly terrible.
hurt your sensibilities.
Well, thank you so much, Spence,
Thank
for
you.
doing this.
This has been fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. Keep tuning in to Raccoon TV. If you're liking the content, you can tune into my podcast, Jer D's Comics you've never heard of that you should probably know, Spotify and iTunes, and yeah, just keep following Raccoon TV for more great content. Till next time, guys.